Alright, since my genetically accurate warrior cat video seems to have been gaining a little bit of popularity, let me just start out with a bunch of corrections. First off, my dilution gene has been backwards. Don't ask me how I did it, it's like when you use the wrong formula to get the right answer kind of thing. So, no cat is wrong in terms of dilution, but all the big D's should be little d's, and vice versa. Second off, I mentioned my albino gene last video, and I'm finally getting rid of it. It's genetically wrong since the albino gene is actually on the color point gene, I think. But I've just kept it there because I was using it for something else, but since it's not necessary anymore, I've finally gotten rid of it. Third off, my silver gene equals gold gene thing is also incorrect. Having the silver gene makes cats less gold, actually, but I still don't understand gold genes, so I'm not going to add that either. If you see a cat that still has silver gene as being described as golden, just assume they also have the mysterious golden gene too, or something. Fourth off, I have brown as just one color instead of doing chocolate and cinnamon, as I stated in the first video. I'm not changing that, I'd just like to state for people actually interested in genetics that a dilute chocolate cat looks gray and is called lilac, and a dilute cinnamon cat is fawn and looks more light brown than gray. Basically, every cat who is brown is a cinnamon in my version of genetics, even if they don't look it. Fifth off, there's this thing called caramelization, which is like a halfway there dilution or a warmer dilution. Less desaturated, basically. That kind of gives brown cats a golden color actually, but for my genetics, I'm not adding it for the sake of simplicity. After all, most warrior cats aren't really described past brown cat, black cat, white cat, so it'd be really hard to figure out if a cat was actually an apricot caramelization. Sixth off, people have pointed out cats have hidden white or barely visible white or creamyish white, and yeah, that's a thing. I'm fairly certain my orange cat has that too. But I also want to visibly represent these cats, so if a cat has low white spotting, I am going to put at least one dot of white at them. The same goes for hidden torties. Seventh off, color points actually have like multiple versions of them. There's like the white color point everyone knows, but there's also darker color points called minks and sepias. One of my cats, once again, I'm also fairly certain, is a sepia color point or a dark color point. For simplicity, I will only ever be doing normal color points, aka the typical white color point. And eighth and final point for now. Someone told me there's a new study on dominant white and white spotting actually being on the same gene, as well as dominant whites no longer only being theorized to have orange or blue eyes. And I accept this, but I also will not be changing the dom white and white spotting genes. I will still have them separate because as far as I'm concerned, they're working the way they should be. That's it for now. While this is genetically accurate warrior cats, it's a simplified version. I'm sure if I had chocolate and lilacs and sepias and mackerel tabbies, they would all look a lot different. And now onto the cats. We'll be doing Bramblestar's family this video. So for the start of Bramblestar's family, we got to go to his great-grandfather's family, who is Oakstar. Oakstar had two mates, one unknown and one Sweetbriar. Oakstar keeps his canon brown design, and Sweetbriar keeps hers too. Now for Pinestar, he is also just plain old brown, like his canon design. But for his half-siblings, things get a little more complicated. Technically, we don't know who they are, but because Frecklewish is golden, or ginger/cream rather, that means her mother has to be ginger or partially ginger too, as she's not getting the red gene from her father, Oakstar. But this also means she has to be a tortie, as she'll only receive one red gene from her mother and none from her father. As for Birchface, if the mother was a ginger tabby, he would also be a ginger tabby, but assuming the unknown mother is a tortie, then he could plausibly be a brown tabby tom. Honestly, looking at all the designs here, it looks like Birchface should be more of Tigerclaw's father than Pinestar does. Now, I know you're all thinking about Mapleshade because of Frecklewish, but we won't be getting into her this video yet. Sorry. And now on to Tigerstar's fam. Pinestar's already done, obviously, and you might be wondering how I already have Leopardfoot done if the previous episodes I haven't done her family tree yet. Well, I actually have a document where I have some of the family trees already done, and then I just try and organize it by episode/by cats of most importance or relation in the trees. Leopard's family has already been tracked, and she is still a solid black she-cat. So for her daughter, Mistkit, she's able to be a pale gray she-cat, getting the black gene from her mom, obviously, and then the carried dilution gene from both parents. Nightkit is getting the black from her mother as well, not much interesting with these kittens. And of course, the evil man of the hour, Tigerstar the First. Now, he's still brown, getting that from his mother and father, carried gene of it, but he is not a tabby. Now, when I first started this project, I was hoping that I could get Tigerstar and be able to make him a black tabby genetically, dark brown with black stripes and all, because that's the typical Tigerstar look, but he straight up does not have any stripes. To be fair, for all I know, in some one-off sentence in the books, Pine or Leopard is described as a tabby, but if it's not written on the wiki, then I'm not going to go searching for that. They're just not tabbies. So neither is Tigerstar, because Solid is a recessive gene. I did try to make his little non-genetically accurate spots look like stripes, but please note that they're not stripes, and a real-life cat would not have spots like any of these cats here. That's just to make them more distinct from other cats, alright? Now we'll do Sasha and her kits first to get them out of the way, since, as you know, none of her offspring have any more children. I know it'd be really cool if Hawkfrost and them were color points like their mom, but unfortunately, color point is recessive, and it's not very likely that Tigerstar is carrying it, so none of her offspring will be color points. But that does mean they stick closer to canon designs. Hawkfrost is still a brown cat, although, like his father, he has lost his stripes. He's also lost his white underbelly, too. Mothwing is described as golden, which could be interpreted as ginger, but of course, since neither of her parents have the red gene, she will not be ginger nor golden. Instead, I made her a light brown she-cat, no stripes. She does kind of look goldenish, but bear in mind she is still light brown. Tadpole is a black tom, but he can't get black from either of his parents, so he's a brown tom instead, like his brother, Hawkfrost instead. All still canon-esque, even if not exactly like their canon designs. And finally on to Bramble and Tawnypelt, the ones I'm sure everyone has been waiting for. I realize that golden kind of looks creamy colored, but I assure you she is meant to be a light brown tabby. So that means Bramble with both brown parents will still be brown, and even though his father Tigerstar does not have stripes, Bramble can get them from his mother, so Bramble is still his canonical design. Also, I do think it's kind of funny that after Ashfur's possessions, sorry, spoilers, Bramble is described with far more scars than his father. Kind of makes him look a little bit scary. Now Tawny. Tawny changes. She can't be a tortoiseshell since she can't get the red gene from either of her parents, and she can't be black since neither of her parents are either. Remember, brown is recessive to black, so at least one parent would need to be black or masking black for their offspring to be black too, so Tawny's a brown cat now. I debated on making her light brown like her mother, but decided it would be way cooler if she looked exactly like her father, in regards to being a brown cat with funky, non-genetical accurate spots. Lots more reasons for her to feel hated by ThunderClan, eh? And now, finally, the one that everyone's been asking for since episode 1, the Bramble Squirrel kits. Alderheart, of course, is up first, and he does not change. He gets his red from his mother, and his white too. A very pretty, anxious boy. His sister, Sparkpelt, does have some changes, though. She's now a tortoiseshell, getting her red from her mom and black/brown from her father. Now, I cannot recall at the moment whether I said Squilf was a brown or black tortie at the start, but whatever I said, Squilf is now a black tortie, I guess. I don't know. I did the genetics for this family a while ago, and it allows Spark's kids to be black furred if she's black, so now that means Squilf is black now, too. And honestly, that works, so we'll leave it at that. So Spark is a ginger and black tortie like her mama. And now on to the unnecessary and deceased kits. First up, Dandelionkit. Her canon design is just a pale sandy ginger tabby cat, which is cute because she looks like her grandmother Sandstorm too. Every cat always looks like Firestar, so it's nice to see a cat look like Grandma Sand instead. Although the Aarons decided to kill her off, so what the heck, Aarons? Anyway, Dandelion becomes a tortie much like her sister, although this time she's diluted, so that she's a cream and light brown tortie. That means she looks like Leafpool. Although I gave Dandelion less bright markings than Tortie Leafpool has. And for Juniperkit. He's a dark brown and white tabby in the books, and he stays that way here. And when I was designing him, I was like, wow, he really looks like Hawkfrost, huh? It's hard to tell with the art sped up, but I paused a lot while designing him, literally just thinking about an AU where Juniperkit was Hawkfrost in reincarnation, and now I'm a little obsessed with the idea. I mean, imagine an AU where Juniper and Dandelion lived instead of Alder and Spark. Maybe Juniper becomes Juniperfrost, haunted by the super dead, double dead ghost of Hawkfrost, and Dandelion becomes Dandelion Storm, named after her grandmother who died on the journey to find Skyclam. It's just so much missed potential, Aarons. Anyway, I could talk for hours about that, but instead I'll leave this video off here. Next video will either be a Tigerheart / Broken Stars family, which, yes, they interconnect, or Blue Stars. Unsure right now.